Go sausage, oh my. Hey, sorry about that. That was my Shane Mumford impersonation. Footage came out from 2015 of Shane Mumford snorting something which looked like cocaine. It was released in 2015. Why would he hold it for so long? You think, oh, I forgot about this video. No, I released it now. Now he's retired. I mean, he may come back. Hopefully he'll still come back. You know, I'm biased. There's other players who've done worse things. And to be honest, we need rock stocks. Anyway. Sorry, this is Giant Chat with Kieran Daughton. I'm Kieran Daughton. Hey, this is where we talk everything GWS, Greater Western Sydney Giants, AFL team. I'm sorry, I just got a text message. Send more nudes. Another text from Jack Watts, you know, former number 1 draft pick, current Port Adelaide player. Very lonely person. Anyway. Moving on. The AFLW draft was on Tuesday. That was pretty exciting. Geelong Cats got more draft picks than anyone, which peed me off. You know, how dare they get that many draft picks? How dare they get first choice at all these quality players? You know, they're going to be a powerhouse because of the AFL bias. When will the AFL stop pumping money into their love child in Geelong and just treat every team equally? Sorry, I'm just paraphrasing what people say about GWS. Some of those people live in Geelong, you know. But, you know, Geelong, they should get more draft picks. They're a new club. They need players. And the first player they drafted actually was a Geelong player. So, yay, Cats. But, you know, we're not here to talk about Cats. We're here to talk about the Giants. We drafted 8 players, which is it's crazy how many players get drafted in the AFLW. It might slow down a little bit once the league gets more established. But yeah, we got 8 players. And they are, sorry, like always, I pronounce names pretty badly. If I didn't know my name was Daughton, I would probably pronounce it Dalton, like most people do. But anyway, we drafted Ingrid Nilsson. She's a rock woman. Probably should be in the men's team, because to be honest, we only have Simpson and Finn hasn't played top flight yet. We also drafted Renee Tompkins, Hannah Izrika, Brittany Perry, who's a midfielder and used to be a former cricket player, not Elise Perry. That would be awesome. That would get the crowds in. But I'm sure Brittany will be as good, probably better than Elise. You know, Elise is good at soccer and cricket. She can't be good at every sport, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know. We also drafted Lisa Whiteley, who's a defender, Ebony O'Dear, who's also a defender, Delma Gigsu, sorry, I can tell I pronounced that wrong, but she's the first Torres Strait Islander to be drafted in the Giants team, AFLW team, so that's pretty good. And our number 12 pick, a first round pick, was Elise Parker. She's a midfielder, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty confident with how we should go this year, this season. We went pretty well last season. I mean, we didn't make it to the finals, but if you look at last season's effort compared to the season before effort, way better. And, you know, we still got the coach, we still got the main playing roster, we still got our captain, Amanda Farrugia, you know, the fridge. So I reckon good. I don't know if we're title contenders yet, but I reckon we would definitely shake the tree a bit, you know. As you know, no, this is a Giant show. We're meant to be biased. No, we're going to win it. We're going to go all the way. We're all the way. So, I guess there's a few problems I have with the AFLW league. Is one of them is there's no team I hate. You know, I have to have a team to hate. Every league I support, there's a team I hate. I don't hate any AFLW teams yet. But, you know, that may change. You know, one of them might screw me over somehow. And the other one, well, this is the main problem I have, and this problem everyone has, except Mick Malthouse, who hates everything about AFLW and think AFL shouldn't be played by women. You know, Mick Malthouse, more like Prick Malthouse, huh? High five. Yeah, burn. But, you know, I'll say I lose respect for him. He actually said this in a room full of AFLW players, you know. So what a jerk. I mean, I never really had respect for him before. I mean, he was a good coach, but all I remember from him is him being grumpy. I remember he yelled at a reporter in a press conference after a game once because the reporter asked how bad or what injury a certain player had. You know, it's not called for. But anyway, the problem I have, and probably most people probably have AFLW, is there's more teams, but there's still like the same amount of games last year. So there's teams that don't play each other. The Giants play 4 home games this year. 1 in Canberra, fair enough. 1 in Des Moines, which, I don't know. Des Moines is a bit hard to get to, and, you know, I think that's kind of Swans territory, even though they don't have a team, but, yeah. Don't want to be near those Swans. Yeah. Then they have 2 games in Blacktown, you know. Hopefully more, because we love Blacktown here. I do love Spotless, but, you know, my dream will be Blacktown has a proper stadium, at least a 20,000 seater, and they play there full time, or at least a couple times a year. But, you know, Spotless is good, and it's not too far away. I know where the free parking is, so I drive. But, yeah, moving on to the AFL male, we drafted our first Irish player of all time, a 18-year-old player from Gaelic football called Callum Brown. I don't really know where he plays, probably a midfielder. I haven't seen him in person, but he doesn't look too tall in the photo, so he's not a rock person. Yeah, and we delisted some players. We delisted Tim Moore, which kind of breaks my heart because he was there at the beginning. He started in our very first AFL game against the Swans. We also delisted Lockie Tenzini. Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. Which I feel sorry for. Like, he's a forward. He has goal kicking abilities. He just tore his ACL, and so he didn't play much this year. Maybe we had to get rid of him because we had too many Lockies in the team. Maybe his injury he wasn't going to come back from, because, you know, ACLs can stuff you up. But, you know, I'm not a fan of rookies getting cut so early on. I go back to that. But yeah, but we re-signed a few players, including Dylan Buckley, which I'm really excited about. I think he's a quality player. I think he could be in our 22 if given a chance. Hopefully he doesn't go back to Carlton if he does get a chance, you know. But you'll get some of the other delisted players that we could possibly get after the draft. There's no Ruckman, which is a shame because, again, that's what we need. I was hoping that maybe Zach Clark would get delisted, but he's not. He's a quality Ruckman that we could have got, but no. There are some quality players, though. You got Dan Menzel, who the Cats released for some reason. He's a good player. He kicked like 40 goals last year, so everyone was shocked. And he's only 27, so 28 next year. Yeah, so he's still young. But apparently there's 5 clubs after him, so I don't really like our chances of getting him. You know, he probably go to St Kilda or something. Probably stay in Melbourne. Victoria, sorry. You got Michael Barlow, who's 30 from the Suns. He might be interesting. He's a very experienced defender. We could have him on the bench and bring him on at the end of the quarters and stuff. But, again, I don't mean to be mean, but, you know, the Suns aren't really that good of a team. So if you're not good enough for the Suns, are you really that quality of a player? But I don't know. I mean, some players just don't click at clubs. You know, I wouldn't be angry if we got him. There's a couple of former GWS players in the team. You got Tom Bugg from Melbourne. He's a midfielder, 25. He's famous for punching the Sydney Swan player Callum Mills. He didn't do it while playing for us. He did it playing for Melbourne. He's a midfielder. I wouldn't mind him coming back. And the other player, Jacob Townsend, he won a premiership with the Tigers, 25, also a midfielder. Be good to get one of them back, you know. I don't hold grudges against players leaving. And if we sign players who were with us and left, you know, it shows other players, like maybe Dylan Shield could come back one day when he's older and cheaper. And like that, you know. I'm still upset he's leaving. I can see why he had to leave. But yeah, I'm still going to miss Dylan next year. Corey Gregson, also from Geelong, got delisted. He's a quality player. He's only, I think he's still in his 20s. But he's injured a lot. And, you know, if you followed us the last couple of seasons, the last thing we need is another injury-prone player. But, you know, again, some players get injured at some club and go to another club and not injured at all. Hopefully that is reversed from Tom Scully, who at Hawthorn, hopefully he gets injured a fair bit there. No offense to Tom Scully or Hawthorn, I just say that because, you know, I find them as a threat. Another player which I'd be interested in getting, this probably be the only, apart from Tom Bugg and Jacob Townsend, the only player I'd be interested in maybe signing for the Giants is Callan English. He's a 20-year-old midfielder that West Coast got rid of. He didn't get drafted. He got picked up after the draft and played 1 year. I mean, I'm not really a fan of rookies getting delisted after one season because sometimes it takes a while for young players to find their foot. I mean, I know we did it with Lockie Tanzini, but again, too many Lockies in the club. But, you know, if we don't... anyway, Callan English... has been described as an Andrew Gaff kind of player, which is good because, you know, he was right up there with the Brownlows until he punched Fingerjig in the face. Yeah. So I give him a chance, you know. He'd be cheap and he's young. You know what? We'd probably sign him, give him a chance, make him a superstar, and he'll go back to West Coast anyway. But, you know, if Jared Branner comes back from West Coast to us, I'd be happy. He was a Academy player that we didn't draft, missed out on him, and he went there. He played one game, but anyway, we're not talking about that. Yeah, so Callan English would be my pick of the free agents at the moment, delisted players. But you know, if we don't pick anyone up, we could always like get Tim Moore or Lockie Tanzini back. You know, yeah. So I think I covered all that I wanted to talk about today. Sorry I was all over the place, you know. I was up all night with Shane Mumford and Jack Watts, so it got a bit messy. Yeah, so I may post a video next week. I don't know, it's a bit quiet this time of year. Once the AFLW League starts up and then the AFL Men's League start up, I'll be posting videos weekly because there's stuff happening. But yeah, I may come back next week, see how I go. Hopefully you will. 30 minutes is a lot to sit through. But yeah, anyway, thanks. I'm Kieran Daughton. Never surrender.